Hey, I'm Johnny Palmer, one of the Lib Dem councillor candidates for the Clifton ward. And this is a third video that I've made about the Bristol Zoo issue, which is one of the most important issues for the Clifton community right now. I want to talk about what I'm going to do if I become your councillor when it comes to Clifton Zoo. There's three things. The first is, we need to make sure there's transparency throughout the whole process. We know that in Bristol there's been some issues around planning applications going on behind closed doors, deals being done before the public know. While I'm not saying that's happened at Clifton Zoo so far, I'm going to make sure that we get transparency throughout. I'm going to fight hard to make sure people are being straight with us so we have the opportunity to engage and steer that conversation in a direction that works for the community. The second thing I'm going to do as councillor is make certain that we as a community maintain access to the gardens in the zoo. That'll be hard as well, because the people selling the land are going to want to maximise the value by making those gardens private, so we can't use them anymore unless we buy one of the houses here. I'll fight hard, tooth and nail, to make sure that we maintain some level of access as best we can. And that's going to involve both working with the planning department, but also campaigning to the people who are selling the land to get them on board and support them in whatever way we can to make sure they ensure that we get access to these really, really important gardens. The third thing I'm going to do as councillor is make certain that whatever planning application, if any, is approved, is stuck to. We all know there's a risk that once a developer gets planning permission, they can then start chipping away at it, making adjustments to it and changing the scheme to drive maximum profits and reduce the amenity value of a site. To prevent that happening, I need to be really engaged with the planning office, maybe even be part of the planning committee to make sure it doesn't get chipped away at, and whatever we agree with the planners and the developers as a community doesn't get diluted down to something that's far away from what we all wanted to have happen to the site. Overall, as councillor, I'm going to stick up for the community, I'm going to listen and understand, and I'm not afraid to go and have the uncomfortable conversations that might need to happen. But on the flip side, also work with people in a really open and transparent way to get positive outcomes for all the stakeholders involved. But fundamentally, first and foremost, my focus will be on driving the most value for the community of the Clifton ward.